Been out here trying to fish for a good thing to get someone for Christmas, or Kwanzaa, or Hanukkah. And I'm hoping that, oh, here we go. Oh, whoa, look at this. It's Meat Canyon's merch, Papa Meat. Look at that beautiful shirt. Look at that, wiggling a little bit. Look at that. If you want to catch yourself a good deal this holiday season, be sure to go to meatcanyon.store and pick up some amazing merch. Maybe for your disabled friend, I don't know, or your grandpa. He's delirious, he doesn't know what he's doing anyways. Get him something fun and maybe poke fun at him. It's always a good time. Happy holidays, everyone. I'm gonna go throw this one back because I'm not a monster.
Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel. How you doing? How you doing? Coming in and sitting down because today we're going to be talking about LinkedIn, the worst platform on the internet. Bold claim, but after this video, I think you'll find that it's true. Most people in the working world have a LinkedIn account, not because they want to, but because it's a good way to make professional connections. People use it to keep people updated on their career skills and accomplishments, which is great if you're looking for a job and want to get your name out there, right? Nowadays, any social media platform is bound to have its fair share of cringe content and weird characters. They all do. There's not one site that's better than the other. They're all fucking terrible. But LinkedIn is just... LinkedIn, being a platform catered to the professional working world, breeds a whole new type of weirdo, okay? LinkedIn sounds innocent on the surface. Look for jobs, keep people interested, and it's just a professional way to basically just say, hey, I'm out here if you want to hire me, right? But underneath that initial layer of professionalism is one of the fakest, most obnoxious, and strangely horny social media platforms on the web. And there's many reasons to despise LinkedIn, and one of those main reasons being that everyone is fake. Everyone, much like Tinder.
Oh, I was gonna say every platform, everyone's fake.
Well, everyone is fake on our web. LinkedIn. Because LinkedIn is all about marketing yourself or your potential business, many people try to present the most impressive versions of themselves with the hopes of looking like the ultimate thought leader. Thought leader. Thought leader. Thought leader. What does that even mean?
I'm like Einstein.
Over time, this has resulted in almost every post coming from LinkedIn feeling like a soulless attempt to peak for people and gain their respect. Once again, every website, every social media platform, sure, but LinkedIn, on Instagram, let's just say, you post pictures where you look the best, you're doing the coolest thing, right? Twitter is like, you always have the snarkiest opinion, or your opinion on a thing is always correct. Reddit, you come out as trans. And LinkedIn is almost like if somebody was just bragging about their work, which feels so much, I don't know. Is bootlickery the best term, you think? It feels like a little bootlicker.
If you're like a little corporate hound.
Yeah, I think that's what a lot of the LinkedIn people are, like little corporate goblins that are just like, I don't know, I mean, I could probably be a huge service to you, Lord. Never missed a day of work. You have to cut that.
Just want to take a second to thank our sponsor, GamerSubs, for being one of our best sponsors, if not the best sponsor on this channel, and for giving us so much support, and for having amazing, tasty, quality products like our own flavor, Raw Meat, that you can order right now. It's amazing energy supplement. There's caffeine-free options, and everything has 0 sugar, baby. So if you're trying to get off the sody pops and get into something tasty, consider Raw Meat GamerSubs. I'm telling you, it's amazing. You can't go wrong with any of their flavors, and they also have big-tittied anime shakers that, you know, if you get your rocks off to that, I consider it because they're pretty sexy. It gets me stiff in my pants. So thank you, GamerSubs, for sponsoring this episode. And hey, check out Raw Meat. It's seriously the best flavor. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Raw Meat, if you're trying to get a nice caffeinated beverage. Thank you. Back to the video.
The younger generation has picked up on this, comparing it to Instagram and the way people try to make their lives seem infinitely more amazing than it really is. You'll find staged photos from people trying to look cool, riding a private jet, with posts that make them seem like a hardcore business badass. Which, here's a quote from this private jet photo. Just act like you're on the private jet with him. Put the sound of the jet around me and you're sitting across from him. And this is what he says to you. The investor meeting lasted 3 hours, but the $2 million decision took about 3 seconds. The moment I walked in, they already knew. They weren't investing in a spreadsheet or a pitch deck or business plan. They were investing in me. The way I carried myself, the clarity in my voice, confidence in my positioning. By the time I clicked to slide 3, the deal was done.
That's the kind of confidence we need here.
We need that here. I'm gonna start carrying myself with that. I did a video about disabled children drowning in pools. People already knew it was a banger. It went viral. Immediately went viral.
We got that girl, the psychiatrist girl.
The psychiatrist girl, that is mad. I'll say that right now. That bitch is angry. She made some like weird deep fake AI videos of me, and she like looks like a fucking psycho. She was like laughing on her live.
Kendra really is living her truth. She is showing that she has been empowered by all of this. I respect her so much.
Oh, and then she made fun of my looks, Nick.
And of course he looks like that. That's all I have to say.
And I was like, hey! First off, you don't ever talk about a man that way. All right?
Also, I like how she said we took 6 weeks to plot this.
And why he takes so much time to do it? I'm like, we heard about it in hindsight, and we were like, what a crazy woman. And on a limb, we watched your deals and reacted to your videos, you crazy woman. What the else was I supposed to say? It was funny. I didn't think it was that crazy. In some cases, we said he should have dropped her.
Well, I was siding with the psychiatrist.
Well, I mean, I was too, but I'm just saying. Also, the AI thing they thought was really cheap. It didn't even sound like me.
I love Kendra so much. I can't stop thinking about her. She's a genius. Did you know she also wrote a book?
Oh my god.
I love Kendra.
That's psycho.
It's extremely psycho. And then to like sit there and she was like she was laughing at it like it was the funniest thing she's ever seen. You know what, dude? You're a freak. You're a disgusting woman. You woman.
Put that on your LinkedIn.
Put this on my LinkedIn. I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna fucking kiss you. Oh yeah, she also says she didn't like the thumbnail.
He is a YouTube creator that made an absolutely vile video about me with a horrible thumbnail.
It's a good thumbnail. What am I supposed to say? I don't know if you can use any of that. Good luck.
Yeah, I might have to cut that.
All right. Most of these posts are best described as fan fiction for adults. It doesn't help that the LinkedIn algorithm promotes educational posts that share knowledge. Like any platform, people will focus on gaming the algorithm for the best engagement, which has led to people telling seemingly fake stories that always seem to with a ham-fisted motivational lesson. This is one thing I hate about the LinkedIn stuff. That's another reason why it makes it the worst is because it's always like some kind of like everyone sounds like a fucking like TED Talk speech at the end of their post. You know, and that's why we gotta like really rise up and challenge ourselves. You're like, oh God. One known format for getting engagement is to make up stories involving children, where they essentially become a conduit for whatever lesson the user wanted to give themselves.
My 9-year-old daughter just asked me if I was a boss. Me? I like to think of myself as a leader versus a boss. Daughter? I don't care what you call it, mommy, as long as you're nice to people.
I love that. Oh, I love that because imagine in your head making up that story and then being like, oh my God, people are gonna love that. Isn't that fucking crazy? What's the other one say?
I saw an 8-year-old.
Easy. What is her name?
Darshak Rana.
All right. What is it? A woman or a man?
I think it's I can't tell. Man. Looks like a man.
It doesn't really matter in today's society, does it?
I saw an 8-year-old sell rocks in my neighborhood. Not just rocks. Special rocks with stories, she says. $8 each. Yesterday, she sold me a gray one. It used to be, these are in quotes, it used to be part of a mountain, but decided to see the world. I happily gave her $5 because she taught me we don't buy products, we buy meaning. We buy a piece of ourselves reflected in a story.
Okay, so first off, that might have been the worst Indian accent I've ever heard in my life. Not only did you kind of start it there, you started like Indian, that guy from Jaws that has the speech on the boat, Native American, back to Indian a little bit, and then Native American at the end. We buy a piece of ourselves. 25-footer.
13-footer, you know that when you're in the water, Chief? You tell by looking from the dorsal to the tail.
You know what I mean?
Well, I didn't want to be racist.
Dodge your eyes, Chief. Others will pretend that they're trying to give an inspirational business lesson, but in reality are just humble bragging about their accomplishments, right? They're not really trying to give you any lessons. They're flexing on you a bit. They're flexing on you by just being like, I'm not only good at business, I'm kind of a good person. My LinkedIn profile shows I worked at the Obama White House, Facebook, NBC, and Google. I've also received job offers at companies like Dropbox and Adobe. Here's what isn't shown on my LinkedIn profile. Dozens of interviews that didn't end in job offers, hundreds of unanswered networking messages, imposter syndrome and self-doubt, years of training and experience to get to this point. In my career, effortless success is a myth. First off, it's like, duh. You know what he's trying to do? He's trying to bigly you like the Dr. Seuss story. Everyone always goes back to the Dr. Seuss thing. He got rejected by everybody until he got the right one. You know what I mean? He got rejected 100 times.
Is that what happened with Dr. Seuss?
Yeah, have you not heard that? That's like the number one thing people say when they're trying to like get you to, you know, if you're trying to feel good, they'll be like, yeah, well, Dr. Seuss was rejected like 200 times.
They say that about, what is it? Squid Games. Did you know 12 networks rejected it?
You know what's the biggest bag fumble of all time? Sony Animation making Demon Hunters K-pop, whatever the that is, and then just being like, I don't give a like for over 100 million or something, right? And then being like, there's no way this is gonna be a success, whatever. And they sold it to Netflix for like 5 million, and now it's like it's like the biggest thing on earth. That doesn't really correlate with that. I don't know why that made me think of that though. Everyone said this was gonna be bad, but turned out to be pretty cool.
Sony sucks. Oh, don't put that in.
Don't actually edit that out, please. So much, thank you. Many of the posts you see on the LinkedIn are fueled by modern day hustle culture and the idea that you're never working hard enough, which you're not. You're lazy. You know, cut that. Todd Stay, for example, broke his neck during a skydiving accident that almost took his life. While he admits that he is incredibly limited physically, he uses this post to talk about how excited he is to go into work the next day regardless. I'd take a day or two.
I always thought about that. I feel like I'd be the guy who would go in the next day with the broken neck.
I'm fine. That's what I would do. I want to show up in like a hospital bed, rolled in, head all shaved, like totally bald, IV in my arm. Don't get up. Don't get up. I'm fine. Which I promise you right now, if I'm dying, I will be making this kind of video for my hospital. How funny would that be? How you doing? How you doing? Come on.
Hunter. Read the script.
Today we're talking about baby diaper.
Come on, we gotta record 2 more videos today. I need that paycheck.
Yeah. Hunter, the checks are clearing, but I need to make sure that's there after you're gone.
Can't we do Stan Lee and record like 100 videos?
Yeah, that's gonna be the biggest bummer. Is everyone around me is just gonna prop me up in my older years. In the next coming years, when I'm like on my deathbed, people are gonna be like, "You have to do it." I wanna go home.
Sign this paper.
Dearest readers, they're exploiting an elderly man. Why won't you let me leave? Elder abuse is not very cool.
You should have made like a superhero that specifically helps against elder abuse. Then people would have got the message.
I want to pitch a character.
What is it, Stan?
He's a black guy that helps stop people from elderly abuse. He's called Black Cheetah.
Well, think about it.
Get him out.
Oh. Well, stuff you got to cut in this video. We're 18 minutes. I think you got to cut about 9 minutes of it. So have fun with that. Studies show that Gen Z experience higher rates of anxiety because of this newfound work-life imbalance, making it difficult to rest or take breaks without feeling they're wasting their time or missing a potential career opportunity. And online, people admit that they had to delete their LinkedIn accounts because people's obsessive need to flaunt their exaggerated accomplishments had zapped their confidence. That's also a tactile move, though. They want you to feel bad.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? You might as... And it's this easy. I just had to go through this many years of this many years of this, and it was all worth it. And that you're just now starting that. Climb that hill. Really make sure and let them know that like it has not even begun yet, and they still have that huge mountain to climb. At the end of the day, all of this shit is psychological warfare.
I'm gonna say that sounds like some dark triad shit.
Yeah.
Where it's like you're trying to put people down.
You are. And at the end of the day too, it's like you're like a janitor. You're like a head janitor who's like just like messaging this to people who are like, is there any job openings? Maybe.
Also could be used in a way to like, if you're a boss, like let your employees just be like, yeah, just work hard. You'll get to the top.
Oh, yeah, you'll get there for sure. I'm sure you're gonna make it.
It's very common for the janitor to be the CEO.
Yeah. If you were a giant like a boss at a huge company, would you do like a undercover boss thing?
Yeah.
I do the undercover boss thing, and I wouldn't do shit for him. Yeah, my family, the house burnt down last year.
You should do an undercover boss with us.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Yeah, there's only 4 people who work in the studio.
Hey, I'm no hire. I'm here to help you do anything. Hey, it's me. It's your boss. I'm gonna keep you where you're at.
Yes.
No raises.
Well, at least I still have a job.
Well, we can probably trim some fat around here. No! Another reason why LinkedIn feels so inauthentic is because employers will sometimes force their employees to post on LinkedIn as part of their job. In some cases, like if you work in marketing, that could be understandable, right? Others, however, claim that their employers have required them to connect their account to a service that makes automatic posts without their approval, which is awesome. And so that's so funny. You're like, wait, what did I say? It's like, I love my boss. I love my life. I love working here. You like look over your boss's window and he's just like peeking through like the blind. They all love me. You all love me in your job. Or do you think it's stuff where it's just like, I'm having such a great day?
Yeah, it's like AI photos of company picnics and stuff.
Oh, because then if people look at the company, they're like, look how happy all these employees are. And they're so active on LinkedIn. Companies can take your activity on LinkedIn incredibly seriously. And some people have admitted to being fired based on solely liking a LinkedIn post they disapproved of. What could they possibly liking? They're like, or do you think it's the competition? If you work for Dyson Vacuums and you're going to Hoover or something like that, cool, go work there. You like it so much, go work there. That's how I feel about our YouTube channel. You tell me about any other YouTube channel, I'll say, you know, then go work for them.
That's why I hate every other YouTuber.
Well, that's what you have to say. I'm secure with where I'm at. And if my employees like other stuff, they can keep it to themselves. That's all I gotta say. On LinkedIn, you're allowed to add frames to your profile pictures that signal that you're looking for work. One employee used this to get hired at a marketing company, only to be fired later on because she had forgotten to remove it from her profile, which her boss felt was insulting. That's exactly like the guy who's just like, so I see that on Facebook you're still single, even though we're dating. Can you explain that? It's like, oh, I don't really go on. I can try update. Yeah, you probably should. You should probably update it as soon as you can. I've heard the amount of fights I've heard from people that get in arguments because of that kind of shit is insane. I had a boss one time on my I won't say the company. They had like a dashboard in the system that you worked in at your office because you could request to be transferred out of places or something, like basically departments or whatever. And mine, for when I got hired, I never used a software, so it just always said looking to transfer or something. And my boss came up to me and he had like a 20-minute conversation with me about it. So like, what exactly is the problem? And I was like, literally nothing. I'd never even meant to, I didn't even know that was a thing. He's like, okay, well, it's been like that for the past 4 weeks. Which that was kind of weird too, because then I knew that the guy was looking at that shit like every day. Ungrateful hog. To the point where like one day he's like, and it's been 4 weeks, so I'm gonna talk to him. And I'm like wondering if he brought that home to his wife.
You should talk to him.
Yeah, no, don't overstep him. As a leader, you gotta like find that balance. I always thought that was weird. Why even have that?
What if he just said like, hey, I noticed that your thing says you're looking to transfer in a new department, and be like, is that something you're like? If you just asked.
If he said that, that's fine. Oh, because I'd be like, oh, I had no idea, because I had no idea on my idea. But it was a thing where he's like, when I said, oh, I didn't even know, I don't really use the thing. He was like, yeah, you can do whatever you want, man. Like, you know me, I'm like chill and I'm laid back. Like, you get that. You've seen me come in, you know, but there are other powers at play. It's like that kind of shit where you're like, what the f are you even talking about? Listen, you know I'm the one of the cool ones, right? I hate whenever I'm like, you definitely are not. I'd rather take the old curmudgeon guy who doesn't do this to me. You guys know that, like, listen, let you take off for Avengers Endgame when that was out in theaters. I'm like one of the good guys, okay? You literally can trust me with your life. How many times have you called me in the middle of the night asking for something? Like, never. You could, though.
But it seems like I can't trust you.
But I don't, it's just like, it feels like a little bit like a one-way road. So let's get back out there and let's have a good day, huh? That kind of thing. What a hell. Corporate hell is the worst, dude. And as soon as you do that kind of thing, it immediately like that ends your day. Like you're like, I'm not doing anything else today. This stupid job. I'm not doing shit today. Hey, couldn't help us notice your numbers were low. Yeah, I don't know what happened. That's what it felt like, dude.
Did you have a daily quota?
Oh, yeah.
Calls or sales?
Calls. Like, it was like a number of technicians.
Also, sorry. Like, you're watching just a conversation. It was like a number. I'll just talk to you about it afterwards, whatever. For people that give in to the LinkedIn culture and attempt to land a worthwhile job, they may notice that they're still struggling to get responses for the jobs they apply for. Unfortunately, many of these job offers are completely fake. Companies will often advertise a position on LinkedIn that either isn't real or simply listed to collect resumes and data for the far future. It's f***ed up. The type of listings labeled as ghost jobs are also used by companies to bolster their image, right? That there's just so much work that they have to bring in somebody new, even though the company's probably suffering and they're like, oh yeah, we're hiring. The problem with this is that people who are actively looking for work are forced to apply to hundreds of places just to get a real response, and ultimately wasting a ton of time making the job market even more of a mess than it already is.
is.
I saw a video where some guy said, I'm sure it's fake, but he was just like, I set up a fake interview and then put a vending machine in the interview place so that people who were applying would use it. He said he made like $500. So people just use it that day.
Is this a good video? What's even more upsetting is that some of these job listings are straight up scams. Some accounts appear to belong to professional people or business, but will use their job offers to rope you in and trick you into downloading malware onto your computer. And some have even reported that these people will use AI filters to hide their identity during remote Zoom interviews. And from there, they use the same methods to steal data from your company or tamper with their systems through tricking employees into installing malware. Kind of reminds me, we almost got scammed by the Amy Poehler thing.
Oh, yeah.
Got an email from the Amy Poehler wanted me to be a guest on her podcast, which also I should have been like, that's really? And then on TikTok, I saw a guy, Chase or Chan, I can't remember his name. We'll find the deal, but he basically broke down the scam of what it was, of like basically people trying to get into your Facebook or like basically into your social media accounts and then change your monetization settings and then lock you out from it.
Yeah, I just pulled up Zoom right now.
Oh, that's great. If you can join from the...
So do you see these guys fucking? Porn?
Really f***ed up. You gotta watch out for, there's scams everywhere, dude. Everywhere. If all this didn't make the platform look fake enough, it appears that AI slop content is a regular occurrence as well. During a study from the company behind Originality AI, an AI detection tool, 8,795 posts were analyzed and over 54% of them use AI generated content. Not only are people using AI to quickly write out motivational posts, many even use it to improve their profile pictures by giving them attractive features like a defined jaw or cleaner skin, which listen, we're trying to do a beauty filter. I'm not gonna knock anybody for a nice beauty filter.
What if it like made you like lose 100 pounds?
Awesome. That's fine. That's my corporate body. That's really what my corporate self looks like.
What if it doesn't look anything like you? Like it's a complete...
Like I want total blackface?
Yeah.
If you changed corporate blackface, if you changed your race, that would be up. Can you imagine? Like, how would you ever even explain that? What if an American guy, what if you, Nick, realized that you were going to be working in Japan for like 4 months, and then you're like, well, I feel like in Japan they're not going to want to hire a white guy, so then you do the Japanese filter for your remote job. Is that wrong?
No, as long as they never see me.
Is it so? If you never go out in public, you think it's fine?
If they only hire Japanese people, yeah, they're racist. They are racist towards non-Japanese people.
But you know what I mean? You think is that a moral gray area, or do you think it's fine?
I think it's fine.
You gotta thrive a little bit, right? I mean, I gotta get my work. What would your Japanese name be on LinkedIn?
Nico.
That's really good. Nico what?
Nico Wasabi.
Your name would be Nico Wasabi? That's the biggest red flag.
What would yours be?
I'd name myself like Farukimata Kaskapanobe. Because I feel like I would blend in. I don't want a name that's too basic. I don't want something that's too, which that was probably overcomplicated. But I want something in the middle where people are like, oh yeah. You know, like if you're scrolling through a list, you don't even notice it, right? Almost like if your name was like Drew
Gooden.
What does that sound from? AI and bot accounts make up a large portion of the comments on LinkedIn, feeding the algorithm with more and more inauthentic interactions. And LinkedIn has gained a reputation for being devoid of any real personality or substance, and not only that, but it's also becoming known for being inexcusably cringe. Horribly, horribly cringe. I mean, in 2022, a CEO named Braden Wallach made a bizarre LinkedIn post claiming that he just laid off 2 employees based on a bad business decision he had made months before. He blames himself. Ended the post with a classic LinkedIn humble brag stating, "Days like today, I wish I was a business owner that was only money driven and he didn't care about who he hurt along the way. But I'm not." I hate posts like that because it's like always a guise to get people to be like, no, I mean, you had to do what you had to do. Attached is a now viral image of Braden sobbing over what he had done with his lip quivering in shame. What a pussy. It's like me making a video being like, yeah, I just didn't want to pay for Nick anymore. And I feel really bad about it because like, I liked him. I don't really think that he added like a lot of value Well, it's like, how insulting is that? For then also for it to be a post publicly where people would be like, oh, well, you know, sometimes that's just the way it is. Another CEO named Matthew Baltzel takes a charming photo of himself smiling in front of the cold brew coffee as he explains that he just fired his first employee. What a fucking psycho, man. Of course, he ends on a lengthy explanation of how he nailed the conversation and was as cool as and respectful as possible. What an actual fucking, like,
Look how smug he looks.
it's extremely smug. And this is, I'm just saying, this is the kind of thing to make the guy come back and be like, are you kidding me? Retaliate in some kind of way?
Yeah, shoot up.
I was going to say that, but I didn't know if it was appropriate. I was trying to just kind of, you know, let the viewer come to that conclusion. But a man named Brian Shankman went viral for all the wrong reasons after posting an image of him proposing to his girlfriend. In the post, he immediately follows the announcement by saying, here's what it taught me about B2B sales. From there, in perfect LinkedIn engagement maximizing fashion, he relates the journey of meeting the love of his life to the experience of selling a product to another business, from prospecting to pricing and negotiations.
It's gonna last.
Marriage is gonna be just fine. Ethan Evans, a former VP at Amazon, came to LinkedIn to make the post revealing that a CEO he had worked with started seducing his wife, and the retaliation for him giving pushback on the job. You think it was Bezos?
Oh yeah,
VP of yeah, some CEO, I'm not gonna name him. He claims that this man successfully won his wife over and pushed her to divorce Ethan, later resulting in him leaving the company in shame. And at the end of the post, he starts listing off advice on how to avoid trouble working in toxic business environments. Why the fuck would I listen to you, Ethan? Yeah, give us the list of the advice that Ethan has.
When you have a good manager, lean in and take advantage of it. 2. Spot the snakes. 3. Do excellent work, even for nasty leaders. 4. Don't confront the snakes directly. 5. Don't become a snake.
That is one of the cringiest pussy footage. I like how don't confront the snakes. The f do you mean, dude? Here's actual leadership advice. If someone's f***ing wrong you at work, immediately tell somebody. Hello? Like, what a pushover thing. Yeah, no wonder the guy started finger his wife. You know what I mean? Good lord. He's like, all right, I spotted the snake, but I'm not gonna confront him. He's like railing his wife in the office. Hiss. Here's the flute. Another man by the name of Ethan, this time a young Jim Bro college student, posted a lesson about eating too many hard-boiled eggs. This is the LinkedIn profile stuff I like. If I was a general manager at a Red Robin, I'd be on LinkedIn. You know, I'd make these kind of posts. Burgers, smiles, and cheap cocktails. That's my Friday. 10:30 in the morning. I mean, just plastered. He recounts a recent experience where he was stopped by the staff member of the dining hall with 9 hard-boiled eggs. Staff member explains that there is a hard-boiled egg limit of 3 per student now, because someone has been eating 15 eggs a day. And he dramatically writes, I just nodded, because that someone was me. It's awesome. Every morning, he hit the gym and lift weights before downing sometimes as many as 20 eggs in one sitting. Which also, God, the breath on that guy. Fuck. 20 hard-boiled eggs, you kidding me? That's a lot of eggs. What if I did it 20? Should I just do it 20 times? He then spins this into an explanation about how this taught him about consistency and ends the post saying, you don't need to broadcast your effort. You just need to show up enough times and that the system around you starts to adjust. Sometimes it's a new policy. Sometimes it's a new opportunity. But people notice, and that can be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on what you're building. I was just building muscle, but they were building a rule book. We both hit our goals. I want you to say that's a horrible human being.
I was gonna say, do you think he felt embarrassed and he had to justify?
No, I think he felt proud. Like, I think that unironically he lives by that like motto. It's main character syndrome. It doesn't matter where you go online. Inevitably, you're gonna find that corner of any social media platform that engages in some horny behavior. It's easy to imagine this happening on LinkedIn, especially when you consider the ego most of these grind-set business people have. Many people will post about how excited they are to tackle the week, but attach bathroom selfie pictures that make them out to be nothing more than thirst traps. Ready to fucking take some asses and get some names. One man named Eric that decided to pose for a shirtless pic that just barely crops out his balls. Strangely enough, The post this image is attached to is a chaotic essay where Eric explains that there are false rumors in the Bay Area about how he is stalking women. He also explains how it would be impossible for him to resort to stalking because he's accustomed to women being obsessed with him instead. He goes on to boost his own ego by stating he is brilliant, handsome, has a large penis, and is a 40-year-old that looks 20. That's definitely some fucking boomer shit there. I got a huge fucking dick. I basically look like I'm 20 and I'm rich as fuck. It's a LinkedIn post. Where do you think Eric works?
Oh, I was thinking Best Buy.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, he's like a
That's
manager.
a day manager at Best Buy. One man went viral after discovering that his wife was having an affair with a work acquaintance for almost a year. When he realized what she had done, he accessed her LinkedIn account and changed her job title to cocksucker before writing a post admitting to the act in graphic detail. The post read, "Had a wonderful night at the Women's Power Awards in Manchester last night, but unfortunately, my husband found this picture of me with 2 fingers in my vagina, which I had sent to Gareth Megson of Softcat, who I've been having an affair with for the past 9 months. So, as you can imagine, it's been a hectic day moving out the family home and trying to talk to our children about why I'd thrown the family away for some extra marital penis in a few hotels around Leeds, the back of a car, and even in an alleyway." I think maybe the post is too far. I kind of like. I do think it's funny changing her job title to cocksucker. If I saw that, I'd be like, LinkedIn is a truly strange place. On one hand, it's necessary for a lot of people to stay connected in the industry of choice. And on the other, it's one of the most vapid, competitive, dick measuring contests on the internet. You have to use it. Don't let the things you see have an impact on how you feel about your own career. More often than not, things you see on your timeline are just adult fantasies made to boost engagement or sell you for a stupid course of some kind, basically just trying to trick you into thinking that your life sucks and this guy rules. So, you know what? LinkedIn, haven't been there, and maybe you shouldn't either, unless your job makes you. And the thing I said, reevaluate that job.
I just have an AI bot just do post.
Jarvis, make a post. That's what I would do. All right, guys, we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.